Do you know what Daniel Jones's touchdown to INT ratio was this season?
I know that he is a machine at running, and I know that he is. And look, but here's the thing: what I'm actually doing is it doesn't matter because that's year one in Dayball's offense. All right, so yeah, it's not going to be up to par. What was it?
No, look, I was just going to say, you sound like me over here trying to defend Anthony Richardson. I just had to jump into that. But Goggin, it was 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, okay?
A 3-1. That's an amazing TD interception ratio.
He was 21st in the NFL in touchdowns. I mean, that's terrible. That's not top 20. His quarterback rating was, in terms of, 60.8. That's interesting in itself. Look, I'm going to be honest.
That's something that Richardson can't hit that 60% mark, right?
You know what? Look, 100%. I can give you that. Barely made it, but he made it nonetheless. So I will give you that. In terms of that, though, I just don't see it. I don't see what you see. I don't see why I'd ever invest that much. You're definitely going to have buyer's remorse. I don't get it if I'm the Giants. I don't see it.
Yeah, I think ultimately what it came down to is he got them to the playoffs. The NFC East, as we know, is the toughest division. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I'm essentially just basing this off the current day quarterback market where quarterbacks are making in the 40s. All right. And remember, we all thought Kirk Cousins got overpaid by Minnesota a few years back. And quite honestly, that deal has aged pretty well for them.
Sure, but my argument is we're not going to be paying Lamar Jackson that amount of money, right? And we're paying Patrick Mahomes that type of money. There's absolutely no reason for Daniel Jones to demand anywhere in the 40s. He's not a 40 million guy. He's not a 35 million guy. That's just being honest. His talent level and what we've seen on the field hasn't proved that. People forget heading into last year, he was the number 1, number 2 quarterback on the hot seat. Most people didn't think he'd survive the season. That's just where he was at. That's based off film. That's based off his win-loss record. That's based off that completion percentage being in the 50s for his first 3 years, Goggin.
Right, but look at the team. He had McAdoo. It wasn't a good squad for him, all right? And environment's everything. All right, we've seen this a lot with players. Environment is everything, and quite honestly, I think Daboll, Look what Daboll did to Josh Allen, and look at Allen this year without Daboll. We can see a little drop off.
Yeah, man. I'm not getting it. I think he is. Daboll's doing all he can. He's squeezing the orange for all the juice that it actually has in it. But look, another year of film, another year of having to watch Daniel Jones consistently only be able to put up 20 points a game. It's just, it's awful. Look, he couldn't even complete touchdowns to his receivers. He had receivers going with no touchdowns for full seasons, Goggin. Come on. He was only targeting tight ends. That's a stat that also doesn't, that's your running back and your tight end are your security blanket. He's not comfortable.
But when Tom Brady does it, it's cool. When Dan Jones does it, it's because he's targeting security blankets. Kirk Cousins does this too. Come on, every quarterback does this.
They do. No, Goggin, you're right. They do. They do it when they're throwing for 30, 35 touchdowns in a season. He's throwing for 15. That's the difference. That's the drop-off. That makes no sense. He's not playing quarterback at that point. He's playing game manager, and no game manager is worth $40 million a year, let alone the 48 that he reportedly wants.
Well, they are in today's quarterback market, and if the Giants don't want to pay him, my Carolina Panthers and many other teams will be lining up for his services.
I think that's interesting, man. I love this. We could talk all day on this. I know we're going to move to the next topic, but I actually don't know if any other team would even commit to over $35 million for Daniel Jones. I'm being completely honest.